Hey everyone, welcome back to Xeno Expert. Betrayal in anime stories always hits differently, and it can turn an ordinary hero into an unstoppable force. With so many betrayal-themed anime out there, it's easy to miss some of the best ones that will leave you shocked. So here are my 10 best anime where the MC gets betrayed and you won't believe what happens next. After 5 years of mistreatment, Red Mage Yuka finally leaves Thunder Pike, the A-rank party that never valued him. Tired of being unappreciated, he sets out to find a team that truly respects his abilities. Along the way, he reunites with former students who have formed the rising party, Clover. Seeing their passion, Yuka joins them, determined to lead them to greatness. Under Yukara's guidance, the party takes on quests that highlight both his powerful magic and his students' growing potential. Their exploits catch the world's attention when an artifact called Camelot broadcasts their adventures. As their fame rises, they set their sights on Achromatic Darkness, the ultimate dungeon. But as they press on, they become entangled in a looming crisis that threatens the fate of the world. Their journey for recognition turns into a fight for survival, where Yuka and his party must prove their strength against forces beyond imagination. An ordinary otaku named Hajime Nagumo and his entire high school class are inexplicably transported to a fantasy world. They are summoned to be heroes, destined to save humanity from monsters and demons. Each student receives powerful magical abilities, but he is tragically given a seemingly useless transmutation skill, making him the weakest. Betrayed and left for dead in the deepest level of a labyrinth by a jealous classmate, he faces unimaginable horrors. Desperate to survive, he transforms from a kind boy into a ruthless pragmatist. He devours monster meat, acquires their abilities, and crafts powerful weapons to overcome his weaknesses. His only goal is to find a way back home. Along his brutal journey, he encounters and gathers a unique harem of powerful women with their own tragic pasts and unwavering loyalty. Together, this unlikely group navigates treacherous dungeons and battles formidable foes, pushing the boundaries of their strength in a world that fears their power. Born with the weakest and most despised job appraiser, Ein has spent his life being ridiculed and treated as nothing more than a trash collector. With only the ability to assess objects, he has lost all confidence and sees himself as worthless. Everything changes when he encounters Yuri, the spirit of the world tree, and Ursula, the sage who protects her. Gifted with the spirit eye by Yuri and trained by Ursula, Ein begins to grow stronger, uncovering hidden potential he never imagined. As he embarks on a journey to reunite Yuri with her world tree sisters, he faces countless trials, proving that even the weakest can rise above fate. With newfound courage and kindness, Ein's adventure is only just beginning. As powerful enemies stand in his way, he must push beyond his limits to protect Yuri and shape his own destiny. What started as a hopeless existence is now the path to something far greater. Bam knew only darkness until Rachel appeared, bringing stories of the stars. She shone like a star in his endless night, but stars were never meant to stay. Guided only by her memory, Bam crossed into a world beyond his understanding. The Tower of God granted wishes, but only to those who could climb its treacherous floors. Each level was a battlefield, filled with brutal trials and merciless opponents. Uninvited and powerless, Bam defied the tower's will and pressed forward. He met allies who challenged him, enemies who sought his downfall. A hidden power stirred within him, something the tower itself seemed to recognize. With each ascent, the veil of truth was torn away. Rachel's presence was familiar, yet shrouded in deception. The journey that began for love slowly turned into something far greater. The tower did not exist to grant dreams. It existed to break those who dared to dream. Bam was no longer a boy chasing shadows. He was a man forging his own path in the tower. In the lawless city where corporations rule and the past never stays buried, Juzo lives as a resolver, taking on dangerous jobs that no one else will. Built for war and discarded after peace, he keeps his head down until he crosses paths with Tetsuro, a fugitive carrying a dangerous secret. Tetsuro was a victim of inhuman experiments and now holds the power to control others. Hunted by the Baruran Corporation, he seeks revenge against those who turned him into a living weapon. With the boy's fate intertwined with his own, Juzo becomes his shield against those who seek to control him. As they fight through the city's underbelly, buried truths begin to surface. Each fight unearths the truth, but the cost of vengeance grows heavier. No matter how far they run, the past refuses to let them go. And when justice is out of reach, revenge is the only path left. But revenge breeds more chaos, and in a city ruled by power, the line between hero and monster begins to blur. Throughout his youth, unskilled healer Lost was constantly taken advantage of by unscrupulous adventurers. Despite years of rigorous training, he is ultimately swindled and banished by the very first party he joins, the Blades of Lightning, led by the ruthless Margulis. Cast aside and without hope, Lost's fortunes take an unexpected turn when novice adventurer Narcina offers to form a party with him. Their synergy leads to swift success in uncharted labyrinths, but unbeknownst to him, Narcina's true motives run deeper than mere partnership. Meanwhile, Margulis suffers yet another crushing defeat against the poisonous Hydra, even with an elite healer's aid. Desperate, he seeks to bring Lost back into the Blades of Lightning. But as the past resurfaces, Lost soon realizes that moving forward isn't as easy as he thought, especially when old wounds and unresolved conflicts threaten to pull him back. Rude was born with an unbreakable body, a gift that made him the perfect tank. But in a world where strength determines worth, his defense is seen as useless. Rejected by his village and abandoned by those he trusted, he is left with nothing. Determined to prove himself, Rude enters the labyrinth, the deadliest dungeon known. Monsters, traps, and hidden dangers lurk in every shadow, but his body endures. With each battle, he refines his skills, turning his defense into his greatest weapon. As he delves deeper, he uncovers ancient secrets buried within the labyrinth. Unlikely allies join his side, drawn by his resilience and unwavering will. But the deeper he goes, the more he realizes this dungeon hides something far greater. The world cast him aside, but Rude will carve his own legend. The strongest shield will become the greatest force of all. And in the heart of the labyrinth, his true destiny awaits. The deeper he ventures, the stronger he becomes, surpassing all expectations. Gideon was once a member of the Heroes Party, fighting to save the world from the Demon Lord. But when his own comrades deemed him too weak, they cast him aside. Taking on the name Red, he escapes to a remote town, hoping to start anew as an apothecary. He dreams of a life untouched by war or destiny. But peace is fleeting. When a beautiful adventurer from his past moves in with him, whispers begin to spread. The world he left behind refuses to let him go. He abandoned the battlefield, but war never forgets its warriors. As dark forces awaken and buried secrets come to light, Red must fight for his future or risk losing everything. Meanwhile, his former allies search for the truth behind his disappearance, unaware of what they have truly lost. And in the shadows, an even greater conflict begins to unfold. A hero cast aside, a warrior who chose peace. But fate has no intention of letting him rest. The battle he abandoned will find him once more, revealing the true strength of the Forgotten Knight. Makoto Misumi is an ordinary high school student, chosen to be a hero and summoned to another world. But the goddess who called him deems him too ugly to be her champion and cruelly casts him to the edge of civilization. Left to fend for himself in a harsh and unfamiliar land, Makoto discovers a hidden power within him, one that surpasses human limits. Monsters and demi-humans, abandoned by the same goddess, welcome him as their own. With his power and wit, he builds a home away from those who cast him aside. But as his legend grows, so does the world's fear of him. The goddess who cast him aside refuses to ignore his existence. Powerful nations and ambitious rulers begin to take notice, seeing him as either a threat or a tool to be used. Makoto never sought revenge, nor did he desire war. Yet fate continues to pull him into conflicts that will reshape the balance of the world. In a world of gods and heroes, he forges his own path. Leo Demonheart was humanity's greatest champion, a hero who single-handedly saved the world. Yet instead of glory, he is cast into exile, his overwhelming strength feared rather than celebrated. Branded a threat, he is driven from the kingdom he once swore to defend. With nowhere else to go, Leo makes an unthinkable decision. He offers his skills to Echidna, the demon queen he once defeated. Though initially skeptical, Echidna and her generals are desperate, struggling to rebuild their army after their crushing loss. Seeing an opportunity, Leo proposes a deal. He will help them restore their forces in exchange for a place to belong. As he works from within the enemy's ranks, Leo learns that the demons are not the ruthless monsters humanity claims them to be. Meanwhile, tensions rise within the kingdom that betrayed him, forcing him to question where his true allegiance lies. He must decide between clinging to his past as a forsaken hero or embracing his future as the demon army's strategist.